something a little less upbeat. And welcome everybody to another Comparing Notes with me, Edward Circuser, and the mighty Marisha. Welcome. Marisha, when you sang that number in Dreamgirls, and I'm telling you I'm not going, you weren't kidding, were you?
No, I was kidnapped.
You're kind of there to stay.
I was going to stay, yeah.
You're on the side of London buses now.
I know.
Which is really arriving.
And in the tube station. And like everywhere. And on trash cans in New York. And in billboards in New York. It's crazy. I'm everywhere you want to be. I'm like MasterCard.
It's been an amazing 2 years. Amazing 2 years. And it's still going on. More of that later.
Yeah.
So tell us about the little girl who grew up in Goldsboro, North Carolina. Do you remember her?
I do remember her. I grew up singing in church. Everyone in my family is a singer. My mom sang, my dad sang. My grandma was the pastor of our church, and she was like the Mahalia Jackson of our, of our town and of our state. So I grew up singing my whole life. Like by the time I was 5, they were like, "It's time to do your first solo." And I was like, I just learned how to read, so I'm just like trying to figure it out.
It's a great apprenticeship, though.
Yeah, it's great.
Everybody sings.
Yeah, I always say the church is like the best music school you could ever go to, because you start so young, and it's like nerve-wracking. You get to like be in front of people singing from the time you're 5, so you lose all the nerves by the time you get to this age. So yeah.
I was taken to a Methodist church, gospel church in St. Louis once as a guest of a conductor, actually, of the orchestra in St. Louis, and I was just amazed at the way this whole church service built through the morning. And he said, You've heard nothing yet. He said, you wait. And it kept getting bigger and bigger. And all these people could really sing.
Oh, yeah.
And you think, well, they could have careers, actually.
They could, but then some of them just want to sing in church, and that's good enough for them. And I was like the first one in my family to actually take it to the next level. And like my dad always wanted to, he tried to put out an album, and then there's other people in my family who've tried, but I was the only one that have kind of done it. But I think it's because I did have that gospel background that I learned how to move people with my voice. Because that's what you do in church when you sing. You want people to feel, the presence of God, or the anointing is what we call it. So that's what you feel when you hear me sing, is like you get the goosebumps or whatever, because that's how we were trained to do it.
So what was the plan back then? I mean, did you see yourself as being a performer?
I always knew I wanted to sing, but I didn't know how I was going to do that and actually make money. So I just decided to be a teacher. So I went to school to be a music teacher, and the summer before I was supposed to go, you have to audition, and there's only opera that's available when you want to be a music teacher at the school I was going to. This was East Carolina University. So if you want to do vocal performance or teach music, you have to be classically trained. And so I've been singing gospel music my whole life, and then they're now like, oh, can you sing an aria for this for this audition? And I was like, okay. So a music teacher without my music teacher, I would not be sitting here right now. She took me to every audition that I went to. She trained me to sing the opera. Like, she was totally invested with no payment from anyone. It was just all because she believed in me. So I think music teachers are like the angels that,
And of course the foundation of your voice was a legit voice. Which is something else we forget. You sing.
When I sing, because when I went to do surgery, or when I went to audition, I found out that something was wrong with my voice. And they told me, you're not in the school, you're not going to get it because something's wrong with your voice. And I was like, what? Me? Everyone told me I could sing, So I was shocked. And then as I was leaving the place, one of the professors ran behind me and said, wait, I feel like you have something, but we got to figure out what's wrong with your voice. And I was like, okay. It was literally like out of a movie. And then we did a voice lesson, and then I went to an ENT, and then I found out I had a cyst on my vocal cords. And I was 18 years old, and then I found out I had to get surgery. And then they said, you may never ever sing again in your life. And I was like, wow, okay. But I would rather take the risk of seeing if it could work than not doing it at all and never trying. So then I did the surgery, and we believe in the power of prayer, and like everyone in the church prayed for me, and I went and did surgery. And then I came out of the surgery and my mom was like crying, and I was like, why are you crying? Well, I couldn't speak. And I was like, oh, that was my voice. I couldn't say anything. I was like, and she was like, well, we went to do the surgery and the cyst was gone.
That's extraordinary.
It was gone.
Yeah.
And he's like, we removed
a miracle.
A miracle. It literally was a miracle. And then he said he removed the scar tissue. I was on local arrest for 3 months, but then I couldn't do the music program because I couldn't start right away. And they were like, do you want to do musical theater? And I was like, what? I was like, you can audition in a year, so you get a year to heal and then do it later. So then that's what I did. I auditioned, they picked 15 people, and they picked me, and then the rest is history.
Did you know when you came out of that surgery, just by feeling, not speaking, that everything was okay? Did you have a feeling that everything was okay?
I did, and I also felt like it was my destiny to do this. So I was like, if the universe wants me to do this, he's gonna sort it all out. Like, everything is gonna be okay. And then even when I was done with the surgery, I was like, okay, I could feel that it was gonna be all right.
Yeah, everything was in the right place.
But the 3 months recovery was really hard because every time I would go back, they'd be like, 2 more weeks of work arrest, 2 more weeks of work arrest, 2 more. I had to quit my job. I couldn't work because I couldn't speak. I carried around a whiteboard because there was no iPads, you guys. None of that. So I carried around this whiteboard that I would write, you know, what I wanted to say.
I could see this could be a problem for you.
Yes, because I like to talk. Yes.
Because this is what did for Julie Andrews.
Yeah.
You know, that she had this surgery on a cyst, and that was the end of her voice.
And that was
I mean,
it.
so it can go the other way too.
Yeah.
Amazing. Now, the show that got you your equity card in the beginning was a show called A Night with Janis Joplin.
Yeah.
I mean, how did you fit into that?
Well, it was a 2-person show at the time where it was the girl who played Janis Joplin and then me, who played all of her musical influences, who happened to be every great black woman singer that you know. So I played Aretha Franklin, Nina Simone, Odetta, Etta James, and then there was one more. I forgot. I'll remember it. But yeah, so I played all those, so I had to transform into those different characters and sing and basically transform my voice into those different characters and do it. And then it came to Broadway, and they were like, oh, we can't find anyone who can do all 5 things, so we're just gonna hire 5 different black women. And I was doing Book of Mormon at the time, so I didn't leave Book of Mormon to come back to do it. So.
Well, Joplin, of course, was a force of nature, and she was dead at 27. So you've chosen one of her songs, Maybe, which is another downbeat song.
Oh, yeah.
So let's hear it.
All right, let's do it.